The first song was Mail Order, and it was composed and arranged in 1969. And it was about people working in the mail department, you know, the kinds of things that they go through, what the system consists of. Jimmy Merritt and Hassan and Ali. They were my first really professors. Also Kenny Clark, every time we would go to Paris, I would study some bebop rhythms and melodies and concepts with him as well. Hassan was, if there's such thing as a genius, then Hassan was that. I remember him knocking on my door, and he said, "Would you like to practice with me?" So I immediately said yes, because during that period, everybody was getting together in the parents' home, corner houses, in the street, wherever they could come together collectively and just study music. Hassan was the kind of person, he was always very giving. The first time I went past his home, his father answered the door. About 10 minutes later, I was supposed to be there at 9 o'clock in the morning. And about 10 minutes later, he came down the stairs in his house coat and his robe, and he went directly to the piano. A few minutes later, his father brought up his breakfast to the piano. And after he finished his breakfast, he asked me to take my horn out. So I taken my horn out and warmed it up, and we played from, say, maybe around 9:30 to around 12. And we used to do this practically every day. And then we would have lunch. I remember there was a couple occasions we would go outside and we was getting ready to fight, but we never would fight. We would just be prancing around. Then we would play chess, play a couple of games of chess. And then we'd go back to play some more music. And then at night, we would have about 3 or 4 houses that we would go to, and then we would go dress up with the tie and play, and they would give us a couple of dollars and maybe cake and some hot tea. Well, first and foremost, they are extraordinary musicians, every one of them, the drum and the bass, and Tom Lawton, Lee Smith, Craig MacGyver. I met Craig, and there was a music store he used to work in, and I used to go and buy my reeds there. And he asked me, could I come past his house and we play some duets? So we played some duets, and from that, I asked him to join my trio, and then from that, I asked him to join the quartet, as well as the saxophone choir. And he was like the perfect drummer. Tom Lawton is a full, all-around musician. He can read, he's an extraordinary reader. He plays for you, he plays for the next person who had taken a solo. He doesn't play for himself. Most piano players, when they play for themselves, not to accompany the person who is soloing. And he's extremely sensitive to what's going on around him. He's an extraordinary keyboard player. And Lee Smith, of course, what can I say about him? He's one of the great bass players of all time. And I was just so humbled and so grateful to have him say he would be a part of the trio. And from the trio, he went to the saxophone choir, and he's an extraordinary player. Plus, not only a good musician, but a great humanitarian. Well, first and foremost, Philadelphia has a great legacy. It was one of the great founding places of jazz, you know, like so many great musicians came out of Philadelphia, and it's still today. It's still the next generation will continue to produce some of the greatest minds this country has produced, and I just like Philadelphia.